The 910 Comedy
Podcast Network.
Welcome to Marital Tiffs, where we invite you into our marriage to debate the not-so-important topics, discuss each other, and more. I'm Tim.
I'm Karen.
And we're a couple of married geeks who often get very passionate when we disagree about the super important topics like our favorite TV shows, personality traits, and whether the fact that we never stated it outright means that my wife and I are actually exclusive.
Get in line, boys.
So how are you doing tonight, Karen?
I'm doing well as, we can be. There's a lot going on in the world, but we have a big announcement for everybody. We have some children.
Yeah, we adopted a few children this week.
We did. I went and I purchased them, actually. They love it. They're thriving. It's great. They're our new plant children.
Yeah, and some of them even have names.
Yes, they do. They're so cute. I have a Persephone.
Yeah.
She's a little trailing plant that lives in one of our kitchen windows.
I'll take your word for it.
You need to learn our children's names. What's wrong with you?
I don't know what a trailing plant is.
It's a plant that trails. It's not like the official name of a plant or anything, but it's like plants that have leaves that trail. No? Okay.
Nope.
Well, you're going to need to learn because I have a new addiction and it's plants and it's troubling. It's very troubling. Shout out to Bell's Seed Store here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, who are the purveyors and providers of my addiction. And it's a problem. We're probably going to have more plants than pieces of furniture here shortly because I love them so much.
I don't think we're going to get any plants in this room, though.
Why not? It's got plenty of room. There's good light. I feel like
I'm not a plant person.
There needs to be a plant in every room. Otherwise, it's like dead and lifeless.
The only plant in here is me planting myself in front of the TV.
No, but like really though, like the way that this window faces, it could get really good light, and we'll see. We'll try to fill out the more common spaces before I try to see if I can sneak in a plant or two. Also, it's better for like breathing and stuff.
I breathe just fine, thank you.
Well, okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You breathing okay?
Yeah, I'm breathing okay.
Oh, good.
It's been a little bit of a rough week. Just everything going on in the world, the protests, and still dealing with coronavirus. And it just seems like the next apocalypse is right around the corner.
Yeah. We're definitely feeling very sad, very empathetic for a lot of, people and a lot of situations that are currently going on. And, I feel like we'd be amiss not to say anything. But all we can really say is just do better, learn, educate, teach yourself, donate, put in the time, put in the effort, be uncomfortable and be better, do better.
Yeah. We definitely have to be better today and tomorrow than we were yesterday and
Absolutely.
The day before.
No one is perfect. So definitely just make the effort to see, changes in the world and see changes within yourself and your community.
Yeah. But looking back at the polls that we put up over the last week or so, we did share 2 polls.
I don't want to talk about the polls. I don't want to talk about the polls.
Now that I've actually figured out how to do polls on Facebook.
Oh, goodness.
We did do one based off our episode a couple of weeks ago, which was more influential on culture, and Star Wars by almost 3-1.
Can we shut up about the
beats
Star
Harry
Wars
Potter.
already? Goodness gracious.
But more
We're
recently,
over the Star Wars.
Recently, last week we asked whether or not your significant other should always have access to your phone, email, and social media accounts. And it was actually pretty split. We had a lot of opinions come in on that one.
It was like 50-50 pretty much for the most part. But I think that
it was 15 votes saying yes, significant others need access, and 18 people said no, they don't.
I think the wording.
Yeah, a lot of people got hung up on the word need.
Yeah, it's not. I feel that people fear that if they give their significant other access to their phone, that the significant other will abuse it, will abuse the privilege and the privacy and things like that. But I mean, I'm still going to say that I do think that it's necessary to, like, for the big picture, have at least some way of knowing how to get into your spouse's or significant other's phone or social media accounts for the purposes of, like, you know, emergencies, or hell, even if you're planning like a surprise party or, you know, something like that. Like, trust that your significant other will use their power for good, not evil, is my opinion.
But what are we talking about tonight?
Things that might be a good idea to know about somebody before you move in. And to be fair, completely, to me, this plant obsession is, you know, only starting recently in the few years that we've lived together. But there are definitely some things that we've, like, shall we say, discovered about each other.
Yeah.
That have made for some interesting tiffs, interesting adjustments.
And some of them, I mean, we've talked about a little bit here in previous episodes. I know, you know, there's a couple on my list that I brought up already.
Oh.
You know, first
care
off,
to reiterate?
well, first off, you know, I think it's very important to know the personality of the other person. And it's not just, you know, are the personalities compatible, but I've talked about it before. It's so hard to adjust at first to recognizing the differences. Like, you know, you're an introvert and I'm an extrovert. And if we hadn't discovered that, we'd have been in very big trouble if we hadn't discovered what makes us tick and how we work together.
I think we knew already that about ourselves, but I think it's just a situation of, like, learning.
Well, we knew that we were introvert and extrovert, but we didn't realize the impact of living with the opposite. Yeah,
that's true. We've had some tiffs, shall we say, that have come from, you know, just the comfort level and the needs of the other person from, you know, that's a little bit maybe more serious than maybe we'll go into on this particular topic. But I mean, to be fair, I think that a lot of fights are just like hammering out the personalities and like the limits and boundaries of the other person. And I think it's really important to define boundaries and needs. So yeah, I mean, I think that without those arguments, we wouldn't be as successful living together as we are now.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And if you don't know, and if you can't tell from our title, we are married now for 2 years, and we lived together about, what, a year and a half before we got married?
Sounds about right, yeah.
With a lot of, like, sleepovers, cover your ears, parents, but before that. So we had pretty good ideas, but one thing that I definitely want to discuss is like, when you move in together, obviously you share responsibilities now with each other. Yeah. So I think that cleaning is is like a big deal and like a big thing that you guys, you know, you have to like work out when you move in together. Yeah,
there's definitely, you know, a share of responsibility that needs to be ironed out. I don't agree that it necessarily has to be 50-50. It kind of depends on the situation.
Yeah, definitely it does.
You know, if one person's working full-time while the other person's working part-time, then maybe the person who's part-time does take on more.
Right. Exactly. And like, also, I think it's also very important to know the person you're moving in together, which chores they hate.
Emptying the dishwasher is yours.
I hate emptying the dishwasher. I don't mind loading the dishwasher.
You don't mind doing the dishes. You don't mind any of it. You just hate emptying the dishwasher.
I don't know why. I just hate emptying the dishwasher. It's not fun for me. It's just like, not that cleaning is particularly fun, although I know what you're going to say.
I mean, I disagree that you don't find it fun because you watch videos of people cleaning.
Okay, that is a different story because
it though?
It is because I watch cleaning videos. I follow like a few people on YouTube that are like primarily a cleaning channel, but it's so satisfying. It's so relaxing. And a lot of times I'll put that on.
It's not even like deep cleaning, like where...
It is.
Well, no. Like, it's not even situations where it's filthy. It's just like everyday mundane cleaning.
But sometimes, like, one person I follow in particular, Joanna Thornton, for all my fellow cleaning fans out there, she has like a 6-person family. So like daily cleaning is, can look pretty destroyed. And it's so satisfying. And sometimes I'll put it on when I'm sleeping or trying to go to sleep. Not when I'm sleeping. When I'm trying to go to sleep, because it's just so relaxing to me. It's so satisfying. But for whatever reason, and the same reason that I find cleaning videos relaxing is the same reason that I hate emptying the dishwasher. So maybe just as like doing it in person versus like watching it being done is different.
I don't know.
Which is, I don't know. In a way, I guess
maybe
it's
the noise of it.
Maybe.
Now that I think about it, because you're very noise sensitive.
Yeah, I'm a highly sensitive person. It's HSP, which is what they call us for funsies. And yeah, I don't like noise. So maybe that is
emptying
it.
the dishwasher is definitely a louder task than even loading the dishwasher.
Is it though?
I mean, when you're
know.
putting plates up, I mean, the way I do it is definitely louder.
Well, you just like bang it around like that scene from Tarzan where the apes find the campsite. But like, yeah, and I don't like unloading the washer either, but that's for a different reason. And that is because I'm very short and we have a top-loading large washer. So if the clothes are all the way at the bottom, then sometimes I have to like literally put my abdomen like on.
You're basically, performing gymnastic moves on that washer just to get the laundry out.
But a lot of other cleaning things I find really satisfying where you don't. And like, I like to
I don't find any cleaning satisfying.
Like, I like to make the bed every morning.
Okay.
And you don't.
Well, to be fair, when I'm getting up in the morning, you're usually still in it.
Right. But when I get up, then I make the bed.
Yeah.
But if you were living on your own, I remember the first time I came to your apartment, your bed was made. And I think that's the only time that of your own volition, you've made the bed. Except for when you've been trying to like be nice to me. That is fair.
I was going to say, I'm like, it's not the only time.
Yeah. Another thing too is like how someone does laundry. Like I remember when you were single, you used to like Sunday was like your laundry day.
Yep.
And now we just kind of do it whenever. But we were having this discussion the last time that we were folding laundry, and you were like, I'm so glad that you're not a person that folds things really weird. And I was like, that kind of would be something. And that's
specifically
kind of like
towels.
That's like what inspired this episode, honestly, because I was like, that would be so hard to overcome. Like if one person had a particular way of folding things and the other person just couldn't get it.
I don't understand trifold towel people.
Are you a trifold towel person? Let us know.
No. It's half until it gets down. I don't remember if I folded in quarters or eighths, but...
Eighths? There's so many levels you can make. And
it's either half then half or it's half. I don't remember.
It's like half and then half and then half. Yeah.
Yeah, so eighths.
Okay, that's not eighths, but okay.
Yes, it is.
I thought you were saying like...
Folding it in half is 2, folding it in half again is 4, and folding in half again is 8.
I'm not that helpless with math. I just thought you were talking about a different thing. But yeah, like I don't... And like, honestly, we are kind of the same opinion with like the fitted sheets where like we fold all of the other sheets, but the fitted sheet just
gets thrown in there.
It just... I do like a thing where I put all of the sheets that match inside of one pillowcase, and like and then I make the pillowcase look square as if the fitted sheet is folded. But it's like no one knows except me.
We tried for a while to fold fitted sheets.
I have watched so many tutorials. I'm not even kidding you. I've spent probably hours of my life watching tutorials on how to fold a fitted sheet, and I can't get it.
At this point, I think we've given up.
There's some like physical learners out there. Maybe you're better at this, but I just don't know. Yeah, that's just one thing that like we just kind of had to settle on. But if I were a person that needed to have my folded sheet done in a certain way,
I don't think we'd work.
It'd be over. Divorce papers.
Yep. And right now it just kind of gets somewhat folded and then thrown in a pillowcase.
Yeah. And that's how our marriage has lasted 2 years, folks, for that exact reason.
Important marriage advice coming here, right here on Marital Tips.
Learn to let go the dream of the folded fitted sheet. Just let it go.
So is that what you have for cleaning and chores?
Yeah, why?
Oh, I mean, the only other one on my list is you need to know that it's important to spend time apart. I guess maybe I went a little bit deeper on mine.
I was going to say, like, mine is fitted sheets and yours is like, learn about yourself.
I mean, you've got to have time apart. Even if you're an extroverted person, just having that time where you can kind of shut yourself in your room and do the things you enjoy is essential. to marriage.
100%.
I'll have those days where a Saturday, especially in the fall, the weekends are kind of my time for football. But
I'm so glad you brought that up because that is my next topic.
Oh,
but go ahead. Go ahead. You can finish.
But, I
permit you to finish.
It's just time to just be yourself. It's not that you need to be single or anything, but you just need that time where, you're not worried about what the other person's doing. They're an adult. They can they're fully capable of taking care of themselves.
Yeah, like, you need time, too, to, like, watch your cleaning videos and tend for your plant babies.
Right.
By yourself. So it's, like, cool.
Right. So, that's the other one I have on my list. I have another one I just thought of that we'll get to, but...
Oh, okay.
You said you've
I like
got
how
something.
We're, like, thinking of things as we're talking. Like, that, too. That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely, I would say know the extent to which someone's hobbies, like... are in their lives. Specifically sports, I'm thinking of. We literally have a sign in our fall decor that says, "We interrupt this marriage for football season." That
you wanted to buy.
You showed it to me and I was like, yep, perfect. Because it really does. Like, there's no talking to you.
Yeah.
Like, on Saturdays and Sundays. And really even sometimes, like, Monday nights.
Yeah,
in the fall.
I could tell you this. I'm excited that there seems to be light at the end of the sports list tunnel.
Yeah, if you are a sports person, check out Tim's podcast, Hometown Crowd, because we're not talking about sports right now.
Yeah,
except to
I'm
tell
just giving you the heads up that sports are talking about returning at the end of July, and you're not going to see me.
End of July?
Yeah.
That's so much earlier than normal.
Well, we're talking about finishing the basketball season.
All right. Well, fine. I've seen enough of you in quarantine anyway. But
I'm going to need a lot of time just by myself.
Yeah, just like they're hot. Like, Tim is a person that, me being like a highly sensitive person, there definitely will be noise. Ideally, anyway, in Tim's opinion, because he makes noise when he's very excited about something, like a touchdown or, like, I don't know, the sports ball goes into the goal thing. And and I just need to be prepared for that. So that's just one thing. And, like, I'm not going to tell you to be quiet because that's not fair. Like, that's your hobby, Yeah. So, like, me, I needed to learn when you moved in, like, okay.
I need that sports time, and it's going to be loud.
It's going to be loud, and I need to distract myself with something else.
But some of that you learned a lot when we watched that documentary a couple of weeks ago. You learned about why I'm so passionate.
Honey, I don't know why you're pretending like this documentary was, like, the life-changing thing that I needed to understand you. Like, I've gotten it for a while. Like, I get it. I get it as much as a non-Clevelander can get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But speaking of seasonal things, this is, like, kind of a petty thing. But, like, I would say you need to know if you celebrate Christmas, you need to know if your significant other is a real tree person or a fake tree person. You need to know. And, like, I am a real tree person in my heart and soul. But in the last couple of years, just because of, like, we've lived in, like, apartments and stuff, and it hasn't been practical. We've been, like, fake tree people.
Yeah.
And again, no judgment on you if you're a fake tree person, but for me, I just really love real trees. Wow. But I feel like you're a fake tree person.
I'm really a whatever works person.
This actually will be...
A fake tree is just more convenient.
This will be this upcoming Christmas will be our first Christmas together that we've been able to have a real tree.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
So that'll be another... could have in the past... in the apartment, but it was more of a hassle.
It was like,
and then we moved into this house like a week before Christmas, so we didn't even have time to bother.
Yeah, but you just need to know. Like, some people feel really strongly one way or the other about, like, the environmental impact or, like, the convenience or whatever, argument or thought process they have about real or fake tree. I'm real tree all the way. I feel like you're a fake tree person, and I feel like you just need to accept in your heart that we are a real tree family now.
I am not particular either way. I've just been a fake tree person because I've been a bachelor, and it's just so much easier to just pull out a fake tree than to go hunting for a real one.
When you were single, did you even put up a tree?
I had those little ones.
What little ones?
The little ones that sat in the gold planter that we had up in our...
So you weren't even like a tree person. You were like a miniature decoration tree person.
I had what I could put in the barracks. Like, they didn't let you put in a tree. I had those things for years.
That's fair then, I guess.
I would say one of the things that you need to be prepared for before you move in is how much the other person's going to make fun of the way you say words.
Okay, wait. Tim, what did we have for dinner tonight?
Kibasi. Which is an acceptable pronunciation according to Webster.
I understand that,
but you
the
guys...
first time you said that, I had no idea what you were talking about.
You guys, she makes fun of me for everything I say.
I don't make fun of you.
Tour.
It's tour.
It's tour. How do you say T-O-U-R? That's going to be the poll for next week.
Tour.
Does it rhyme with for or does it rhyme with sewer?
Well, how's it spelled? T-O-U-R. How's for spelled? F-O-U-R.
You can't use that argument because pony and baloney rhyme.
All right, let me sick my sister on you who studies like English history and linguistics for like a hobby. Let me sick her on you and then you tell me.
But be prepared for the way that you say or the words you use. They're going to mock you for them.
Okay. Don't make me sound evil. Like I don't like hang you out to dry for the way that you say things. It's just like a little bit funny to me.
I mean, we've literally put this online before.
You add a Y to the end of kielbasa. Kibasi.
No, it's an I instead of an A.
There's no I, honey. There's no I.
You pronounce it as an I.
There's no I at the end of kielbasa.
Doesn't matter.
There's no... Okay. Well, anyway.
How do the Poles say it?
Yeah, we'll put this up for the poll. So
No. I mean Polish people.
Oh. I mean...
It's a Polish sausage.
Know. I dated a Polish person, or not, they weren't Polish, but, they came from Poland, their family, and they definitely pronounced it like kielbasa.
Are you sure? Were you together long enough to have it?
Yeah, absolutely. It was one of his favorite foods, I think. So boom in your face. But anyway, I have 2 left.
Okay.
And one is
I'm done.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I guess I'm the one with the problems then.
Yeah, probably.
I would say definitely shower schedules because we are both night shower people.
Yeah.
And that definitely has made us run into some annoyances in the past. If we both want to take a shower on the same night, it's one of us has to wait. That's annoying. So I would say if you can at all, fall in love with the opposite schedule shower person, if at all, because it makes your life so much easier. Or shower together, do your thing. But do you not agree?
I mean, any sort of schedule is important. You've got to know whether your person is a late night person or an early morning person.
I'm definitely a night owl.
I'm aware.
I don't go to bed most nights until 4 or 5 a.m. But yeah, I guess I could take a shower in the other bathroom at night, after you go to sleep and not bother you with the noise or whatever, but
then it's another shower you have to clean on a regular basis.
Yeah, exactly. So
as opposed to just the toilet.
If you have a choice between 2 people and one is the same shower schedule person and the other is an opposite shower schedule person, choose the opposite schedule person. If they're equal on all levels except for shower schedules, definitely choose opposite.
Yeah, but I mean, knowing each other's daily schedules is important. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely more of a night person, but life makes me a morning person.
Yeah, you have to wake up in the morning. What's that like?
Yeah, it's horrible.
And then my last one is, honestly, I've been wanting to talk to you about this for so long.
Oh God, this one's going to be news to me.
It's probably not, because I think you are very aware. But you need to know how your significant other watches TV and movies. And, how much they will bother you.
Are we talking about you need to know if your significant other's a subtitle person?
No, I'm not.
Because I was not a subtitle person when I met you.
Really? We always watch it with subtitles on.
You always watch it with subtitles on.
You've never said anything to me ever about...
No, in the beginning I did. I was not a subtitle person.
What happened when I came over to, your house?
We've always watched with subtitles.
Yeah, but did I say, hey, can you turn subtitles on?
Yeah.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Wow, good for me.
And I think a lot of that goes back to the noise sensitivity. I like, my shows to be loud and enjoyed, the way it's there.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't like the noise, so you turn it down, and therefore you need the subtitles on to make sure you can hear all the little nuance.
Yeah, I never watch a show or a movie without subtitles, if at all possible. But actually what I was talking about is the fact, Tim,
I know where you're going.
Every time you have something to say, be it big or small, you pause what we're watching. You can't wait for a commercial. You can't wait for like a natural break. It has to be the exact moment you think of it. You reach for the remote and I'm like, oh hell, here we go. You're like, I can see like the light bulb comes on in your head. You have something to say. You reach for the remote, pause the TV and say it and expect me to sit there and have a conversation with you. And sometimes the people like on the show are in like the middle of a sentence. It's like the middle of a very intense action scene, something like that. And like you just at that, you have to pause it.
Yeah. Because I'll forget.
You won't.
I will.
Just like remember, put it as a note on your phone, something. Like, does it have to be in the middle of a sentence?
Yes.
Why? Why?
Because TV shows and movies are always in the middle of a sentence.
Not always.
Yes.
Sometimes there's like B-roll going or like something not that important, or it's like a commercial if we're watching it like on YouTube TV or Hulu or something like that. But why? Why do you do that?
It's just the way I am.
You need to know this about your significant other. And if you're like I think we're pretty equal in the way that we watch movies. Like we both kind of comment as we think about things.
Yeah.
And I would be fine if you commented and it was just like a comment and that's it. But a lot of times you pause it because like you need to be the center of attention and you need me to talk.
No, actually I pause it more because I don't want to miss what's going on.
So you want me to be startled into having to watch what's going on and listening to what you have to say and then back to what's... Subtitles are like an easy argument because like you can just ignore subtitles.
I can't.
What do you mean? You read them?
Yes.
Why can't you ignore them?
I don't know why. I can't do it.
I would say for movies, though, if you are a person who like needs to sit there in silence and watch the entire movie, like from start to finish, no distractions, no pauses, no bathroom breaks, no snacks, nothing, you need to know like about your significant other. If they're a person who likes to chit chat and, you know, pause all the time and like you need to know.
Case in point. I watched a documentary today by myself. The subtitles were on and I read pretty much every word.
See, so it's not just me. You watch subtitles when you're by yourself.
Now I do.
You don't watch subtitles when it's like we're watching like Jeopardy.
Live sports and Jeopardy.
Live sports, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like any trivia thing, you don't like to have subtitles.
The live sports
That's a huge concession for me, by the way.
The live sports are because
they do a bad job.
They do a horrible job. And it's distracting and it gets hung up and all of that. The Jeopardy and stuff like that is because I play along and I don't want the answer spoiled for me.
We're so cool watching Jeopardy.
To be fair, we haven't watched Jeopardy in a while.
We haven't, but Jeopardy is awesome, kids. Like, you need to learn some stuff. But
we are definitely that family that records Jeopardy, though.
We do, 100%.
And a lot of times we go back and watch it, but we haven't in a while.
Yeah, something about like recent things going on in the world has just made me not feel like I want to activate my brain too much more than it already is. But yeah, Jeopardy's I will give you with Jeopardy that like sometimes, or like with comedy, stand-up comedy specials, a lot of times like
everyone's the punchline
because the subtitles are not done well enough that the like punchline or the answer or whatever it is comes after it's been said. So I do agree. And
I've run into that problem with like sitcoms too.
Yeah.
But I deal with it because pretty soon then there's nothing with subtitles and you'd get mad.
I just love subtitles. I don't know what it is. But like, yeah, that's another thing that some people like hate subtitles.
Yeah.
Or do you hate subtitles or do you feel like you've accepted them?
I accept them now. But
did you hate them at the beginning?
I always hated
really?
them. I did.
Oh my gosh.
I really did.
Really?
6 years later and you're just now learning this. But
I didn't know.
5.5 years.
I knew that I thought honestly that like if you didn't have subtitles, it was just because you never thought to put them on.
No, I mean, I've always known they were there. I always listened to things louder so I could hear everything.
I guess, but then if you have the subtitles on, then you're absorbing the information in two ways.
Yeah, but the subtitles, you know how I am. You know, when I'm at a restaurant that's got TVs, the movement catches my eye all the time. Subtitles do the same thing because it's something constantly scrolling. So it could be two people kind of standing still and having a conversation, but the subtitle movement captures my attention and pulls me away from the scene.
Are you an audio learner or a visual learner?
I've never really sat down and thought about it.
Okay.
I really couldn't tell you.
I would say visual based on that one piece of information only.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I always hated subtitles.
Well, thank you. That's so sweet. But that's another poll we're definitely going to put on our Facebook page is subtitles or no subtitles? And if you're no subtitles, why? What's wrong? Why don't you enjoy, life? What's wrong?
But that'll do it for this episode of Marital Tiffs.
Yeah, like I said, we're definitely going to have a couple of polls this week up on our Facebook page, and we're going to try to see if we can get it on other platforms as well. But we're going to ask y'all a couple questions. Definitely contribute to older polls and posts that you've heard us talk about. And we really enjoy getting on and interacting with you guys and seeing what you have to say.
You can weigh in on all social media at Marital Tiffs on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also email us at maritaltiffs@gmail.com. Be sure to subscribe anywhere you find your podcast. And if you're an Apple Podcast listener, please rate and review us. We are part of the 910 Comedy Podcast Network, so please tune into our sister podcast, My Sports Show, Hometown Crowd. We also have That's Just My Face, where they talk about the news of the weird, and Dead Girls Talking, where two morticians and comedians talk about death and stuff like that.
Super cool.
So check
sarcastic.
all that out on Facebook, 910 Comedy on Facebook. Thanks for listening to Marital Tiffs.